cope with this. Oh, pressure. Oh, there's no help for anyone. United Kingdom. God's sake, I'm bloody bad for the paperwork and I can't bloody well do all this shite. So, 16th of 7th, 2018. Oh, there's bloody annoying shite going on, and I'll get a message blinking. I wish these bloody devices would bloody work. I'm fed up with these so-called technology not working. I can't bloody concentrate. I need a break. I didn't sleep well last night either. It's not good, great when all this shite keeps going on. And there's cutbacks everywhere. I don't know anyone else experiencing this in the United Kingdom, but when you're complexity in life, I mean, how much bloody paperwork do you have to bloody do? And there's no blinking out to help you. And then you find out NHS England, well, no, NHS Digital, you're private if you don't opt out, or your data's going to private don't get me started, bloody private medical companies. Oh, and I'm trying to get crisis help, okay? And I find out that some blinking, I'll get disinformation, don't I? It's like Chinese whispers trying to find information out to aid ones to move on. Just get on my peeing back with you bloody people just pressurising me, right? There's bloody just pee off. This is what gets me, right? Everyone's going through problems and trying to organise my mum's funeral, right? And where is there actually any consideration for people in the United Kingdom in my similar situation to your complex illness, disabilities, housing, you name it going on? Every bloody public service you're trying to access, goods and services and cutbacks going through the roof, off the chart everywhere. So whether it's NHS, housing, health, social care, and yet they're trying to use statute law, vulnerable adults. Well, all they do, you know, they keep. I don't do change. You want to bloody work with me, you know? Oh, it takes this time. Oh, it takes that time. Oh, it's delayed for this. Oh, it's delayed for that. Well, that's no bloody good for me. I don't know how many others have luxury of a family member around to assist you. And if you, my goodness me, I couldn't believe this. All this medical, NHS England, medical practice, employee, admin, clerical, only released all my private past data. I ain't going to send that out to another public funded, unrelated to what I'm trying to deal with all bloody day. And it doesn't help. I've had to turn off certain devices because I've had enough. I have to make sure my health is trying to function, and today it's not being functioning away at all. How can anybody, you know, what's this about with this so-called bereavement service, right? Called Curse, or whatever it's called, Crew. I can't remember what it's called, so bloody many. Anyway, I don't think it's too many. Well, I don't know much about it. Anyway, all I had is an email when I first heard my mum was dying in June 2018. Oh, that we don't offer any help until 8 months roughly after a death of a relative. What's that about? Anyone out there knows? So is it up to ordinary men and women now to try in social media to try and help each other out with all this? But I don't think it's that simple, because you already, if someone has history already of trauma and that affects your daily life, so you can't function in the way able-bodied people, most often working people are. And then these labels, they like to create labels. I know there's all this complexity, these keywords that keep popping up, don't they? I'm getting this. You see, you get, it's changed now. So it's not like the old system. The old records are made it clear, do not disclose my personal information, data, outside of a medical company. Public funded. Yeah, I know it's a company. Anyway, you can't really go into that like wording. And the individual that was on a duty call today, like calling me back, because I was trying to seek what urgent support there is to help me. There's nothing. So what do you want? This individual, right, all due respect, I'm trying to move forward to see what services may be able to offer. And I'm trying to say, look, I'm really struggling to get talking. Where the hell is their email? Well, now I find out. See, I'm losing my voice now. Bloody dental health, everything affected me, and I can't bloody keep talking to these bloody certain things I need to do. I'm struggling like hell. So where is an email where my mate can do it for me, right? When they got time. I only bloody reached out to public services, right? Since I ended up in hospital last year, and this nightmare housing I'm going through again. So my mate's had to email the housing to find out why the hell they've got 2 bloody lights on outside my bloody door 24 hours a day. But not the other 2 floors, the block flats where I live. Just mine, right outside my bloody door. So the email's gone out. It's making general inquiries to seek clarification. Why has that gone on? A male was seen doing that, witnessed the other week, last week, and this housing company. What they're trying to do, rank up the rent, and so all the communal charges is meant to be. It's going to put up people's rent, the cost of electricity. Having lights on 24 hours a day in a communal area. No, it's a type of security type. It's not a security light, but it's like a type of sensor light where it comes on when people comes past it. So in my wheelchair, right, if they wanted all of them in the ground floor for health and safety reason, logical, I would have thought, you have the other light on nearer the stoke area door. There's 2 main doors next to my flat. And but that's not working. That's not on. It's just right outside my door, and I find that intrusive. So I sought clarification. I said, right, as I'm the only one in my situation now around here, sticking out like a bloody sore thumb, it don't help. And so I sought clarification. Never used to be like this around here. So I'm seeking clarification. My mate's doing the email for me because I put state to do anything. And well, basically, why is that happening? Why has that happened? And there's 2 control electrical, 2 boxes parallel to my party walls, like a bedroom wall and their hallway wall. And why have they done that? Suddenly, soon after my mum's died, they're acting bloody weird, really sort of behaviour, and it never happens before. There's a camera, CCTV, right outside the back door. So why haven't they got rid of that now? There's no trouble in this area. That individual that she calls me loads of shite all the time, and her visitors, she's moved out. I don't know where she's gone. So that's quiet down, apart from the idiots round here. They like to bang their bloody doors. There's no peace round here. And start again, still no repair. So the email sought clarification. Is there also any concerns, being diplomatic, trying to be, it's known as United Kingdom as adult safeguarding, in the essence of subject Statutory Care Act 2014. Well, the conversation I had by a certain individual today, which was private, confirmed to me that the individual I've been dealing with since can't remember what date now, must have been some point at the latter part of 2017, December, and I've become so ill with dental illness or ever since. And I haven't been able to do much, so 4 meetings I find out today she's not what she claims to be in her job role. And then out the blue, also need to do another email, or I'll ask my mate to do that because I can't bloody do things right now. And while they're here, is to seek clarification also on but why is there suddenly been also it's like when there's a Care Act 2014 statute law, there's so many elements and the cutbacks and services is huge, so you're not getting anywhere. I don't know anyone else is. I mean, it's all digital, everything online, everything is. I don't want every Tom, Dick and strangers looking at my private life. Well, most of them are doing it already anyway. But it's just bloody everything. It's just bomb, 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 bomb. Nothing seems to let off. You know, I don't know anyone else experiences life like a conveyor belt, but it is. I mean, there is so much, only so much one can take. Why is people suddenly, you know, you get, my disabilities is escalated in ways I can't explain today because of, again, I know these people in their job roles, public servants, not everyone's like this, but the key ones are. I don't give a shit if you're going through a lot of stuff. They're like robots. Business. It's all business. You're a commodity to them, a business. And I'm not a bloody tick box. And the careful planning and slow. I can't go to their pace. They got PAs. They got everything on tap. They're able-bodied. So where are all these people with physical disabilities working in these kind of jobs? There ain't. Well, I ain't come across anyone. Where's all this so-called equality training, Equality Act, statute law, making things accessible? There isn't going on in my area anyway. Everything I've been trying to require lawfully, too much effort. And if I was diagnosed with a learning disability, then it would happen. Yeah. Because it's all this agenda, if you haven't realised by now, are these so-called business partnership workings of the public purse. It's all about, I can't even go into it. I'm going to comment about what I found out, but just put it this way, observe things. Read the bigger picture, observe bigger picture, and careful with your personal information. That's what I say. Because I know on this planet a short life. But how can you, this will affect your, everything's digital, so everything with public services, Department of Works and Pensions, the whole bloody list of it, nationally, locally. In United Kingdom anyway. And if you don't realise, it's all privatisation, big time. Nothing's public in the sense of you're paying, so you voluntarily pay your taxes, council tax, whatever. Now, HMRC is trying to bring in another statute law where they can go into people's private bank accounts and take out what they think that you need to pay. And you're struggling already? What about people in my position? Right? Well, who's going to pay for the software that I need? Who's going to help me train to bank online? Who's going to help me with all the extra problems I've got? Well, there's cutbacks left, right and centre. So what do you expect to say people to be end up living in an environment? I doubt will that happen, but who knows? If they had repaired my bloody home all along, this housing company, right? And they deliberately blocked everything, I know that. Before I become ill, this is what made me ill. Sue their arse off, but where's the energy I've got to do that right now? I know that. It's taken months even just to get a stage 2 in their system, complaint system, right? So all these house employees, right, paying towards their wages. It's unlawful. You see, it's all about business. It's all about building new properties, building this, building that. Yeah, you get 2 companies on board to do repair section services now. Yeah, right. So is this why they didn't repair my home? Yeah, but they can repair the body people's places around here, not me. They want this flat, and I've got secure institutional secure tender since 2009. I've had all these bloody housing needs assessments, OT assessments coming out my ears for so long to find me somewhere else to live. There isn't anywhere for anyone in my situation. You go and search online for anyone else, social media, whatever, who's in a position to I, and you'll see the bigger picture. So when you're going into this, i.e. national, statutory, meant to be outcomes, including housing subject, it's being rushed in my area because of funding cuts. These individuals are not doing lawful, honourable in their job role. I know that. And I this individual had an email deliberately to confuse me deliberately. And I sent a copy to my sister. And he kindly sought clarification on it for me. Because I'm not going to go around the houses, so to speak, and go around in circles of it all. This Department of Works and Pensions, United Kingdom, right, PIP, everybody's going through like shite with it. You're lucky if you've got a family with you or a friend. There's cutbacks. There's only 2 services I know of, and they've got waiting lists. So many weeks and weeks and weeks of waiting lists. So who is there to help the vulnerable? Nobody. So what do you want us to do? Die off? Yeah? Die off. This is going to cost the public purse more by the crisis in the health. Oh, sorry, can't help you. You ain't got funding for that either. You just have to die off on your own bloody own. So they're going to take me out in a body bag, are they? Yeah, that's how it bloody comes across to me. I called up in crisis. You only got a crisis number. They can only give the same information I got before. And loads of people, I see their videos when they make in their areas in the UK. i.e. normalising mental health. Right. So you try and overcome attempt in your life. Permanent effect. You try and overcome that. So where's the specialism? Which is all these reports I've got coming out my ears, quoting all this that's required. You know, for so many years it's never been forthcoming. Instead, in my area, over the period of years, they've cut off it known as CPA care plan. And I said this to the doctor today, this female employee. She knows by the tone of her voice, it was so obvious. And then when I wanted to mention something, I ain't gonna say what, but I mentioned something, and I could tell by her reaction, tone of voice, what I said, that she knew full well she made assumption about my private life and character. So I don't give a shite what people think about me, but I'm not going to have my private information abused, data abused, because it's private. Well, I don't think we have privacy anyway anymore, do we? 24-hour surveillance, smart technology, all that shite. And I know what's going on with the Wi-Fi. 5G is already bloody here. Look what Vodafone's doing with that. So, what I basically... I mean, I said to the woman, I said, well, when you're going through grief, I don't know anybody else, but when you're going through grief and you're going through so much stuff, it's affecting your physical health, psychological health, and, you know, spiritual well-being as well, it's affecting all that, and you're not eating, you're not sleeping properly. There's no concern. And I said, what? You can refer someone in their computer system, online, digital again. This is because I got certain information of this so-called crisis line, NHS crisis line in one's area. And you get leaflets. They have drop-in centres. Not drop-in centres, there's cafes. Well, hold on, I've got physical disabilities, wheelchair dependent. How am I meant to go just drop in somewhere? I can't even get down there. I've had years to try and find accessible transport, but I can't afford. You need your physical health to be able to do certain things. When you haven't got it, who's meant to come out and help you? Who's meant to offer, who's meant to offer goods and services? I mean, I mentioned certain things today, and it's clear, obvious to me. Where is the bloody support? That's what I say. Where is a blinking support? So much technology that... So what they're trying to do is make sure that you don't have access to anything. Excuse me for the noise. I can't even link up these so-called technology bloody devices. I do not know what documentation to put in this DWP Pit 2. I got no support. I get abuse on the bloody phone. Tuesday the 4th of June. In a way, 2018, in a way, I can't put it into words. I even report that to the director of the service, individual I know about. Don't bloody abuse my bloody character. I don't give a shite what you think about me, but you have no authority, or what gives you the right to bloody well criticise my life and judge my personal life and character when you need to look at yourselves in the bloody mirror? Well, I wouldn't do that in case you break it, but at the end of the day, you're paid by the public purse. I know how these community law services work. They select who they woo you, their mates, their contacts, friends of friends. It's who you know, it's not what you know. You gotta have your bloody connections. It's all bloody well systems, the way it works. I can't say too much. I'm not an expert in nothing, but there's certain information how would anybody want a psychiatrist report attempting your life to be out in the public domain? I know it's not quite public, but it is when it goes to DWP, when they subcontract out to Atos, Matimus, Capita PLC. They're corporations, they're companies. It's more private medical data, sensitive. What, just so you can access that benefit system, yeah? To try and exist in this messed up world. And this social worker woman, right? We're trying to imply, I don't get assessments of medical equipment, OT, occupational therapist equipment, for nothing, right? And this individual, she's got no medical training. So none of these other people and their job roles claim to be. That's what people record, their assessments. If I had not had things happen to me previously and I reported everything correctly in the lawful due process and nobody's held accountable, and now where do I know they work? What, are they still working in Olympus Care Service Limited? Or what position? Yeah? There's all these letters, right, where we used to County Council. Look up online about Northamptonshire County Council, the management, the financial side of it all, what they're screwing up. It's not the ordinary men and women just trying to do their bloody job, because they're leaving. Look at it, all the news. For months. And again, today, yesterday, over the weekend. They're deliberately. I have so much medical aid, it's unreal. And I've even got this, like, how would you fill a bloody documentation in when, how does your knees affect you? And I've got so many reports coming up my ears, I don't know how I'm going to be up having to get my mate order a takeaway or something, I don't know right now. But I don't know anything, because it's just, there's you know, connecting up what you're formerly known by, right? So, for example, the regulations, social security, something, I can't work this out. I said to this doctor, right, today, I need help because I can't cope with this form document paperwork as well at the moment. And because of the death of my mum, it's affecting me. I need a bloody special grounds for an extra week or two. I've already had 3 time extensions, but I didn't expect the triggers of the questions from the care assessment. I didn't expect my mum to die. So when you got these links up to the NHS Foundation Trust, NHS this, NHS that, it's all being carved off. NHS Constitution that's meant to be United Kingdom, but it's been chopped up. There's crisis. There's a CATSS mental health crisis number, but all they can do is just verbal. Oh, not just. I mean well. They mean well, but they limited what they can do. That's what I mean, and that's a problem. That's a massive problem. There is benefits and works website. There's exceptional circumstances, right? What I need is time extension, but this so-called public servant works in the adult. What do they call it? Adult care or something. All these bloody titles, departments coming out my ears. It's just bloody doing my head in. And because of the physical mental health condition, there's substantial risk, right? There's. I even said this to this doctor today, and he didn't give a monkeys either. You know, there's descriptors, and you score points on this DWP system, and even with the new PIP, right? I can't bloody well do all this shit. I can't print things out. I can't do this. And this email the other week, this public servant employee female, right? She was trying to imply, oh, just, where's this Form 19? There's no such Form 19. You get it sent in the bloody post. She's not a welfare benefits individual. There's nobody available. And if you're ever lucky to get anyone, it's bloody weeks and weeks before you get anyone. If you get offered anything. And then it's a rush job. Then who's going to help me with the tribunal? Because they ain't going to bloody well. There's no home visits by citizens advice. You know, where's the physical support? I'm put out all these bloody messages to the family, and I just had another message from my sister, which means, well, they can't be off her belongings, my mum's belongings, and that just sickens me at the moment. Anyway, I'm not here to have a moan, I'm just saying that the bloody system is not helping people that need it. My sister has a husband that works, right, and can help her. I got nobody. We'll cut you off on life. I mean, my personal friends do the best, they can't do this extra stuff I need help with. But paperwork, I mean, when you need extra bloody well support, where the hell is it? And when there's no up-to-date information, no up-to-date data information, and you're waiting on the offer of a care assessment outcome report, which we've said all these promises weeks and weeks and weeks, and still it's not done, not because of me, it's because of the red tape and the cutbacks and the pressures on the public services in the United Kingdom, especially my area. And when you have to add old on old data and old medical data and information. I'm awaiting the outcome of a Care Act assessment. I do have to keep bloody well putting all this shite all the time. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion, anyway. And so what do you expect people to do? Crumble up? The way the other light's on is just surveillance. I don't know anybody else thinks we live in a surveillance state. Well, it comes across that way. So I never offered a lawful contract. In a lawful due process anyway. That was, this is a company, there's these various companies I've been dealing with, and I'd realised a long time ago now, especially since 2012, a long time to date, there's never been a lawful contract and offer services in the way it should have been done all along. So, I don't even know what the hell to bloody send. You know, I hear people in the subject of DWP, for example. How the hell can you write in a 40-page document, let alone I have to get it somewhere to printer to print it all off, right? There's a lot of documents to print off. I can't do it. Where's the help for all this? Where's the finance for this? So this is what I mean. Meant to have automation. Well, there's automatic assumption that someone's got all this support network in place. I bloody well do not. I think it's disgusting the way the cutback's going on, because there's people in my situation, not just me, but loads of people like me out there that bloody well need help and support, and they ain't getting it the way they need it in their daily lives. And it done out when you get grieving and having all this pressure. So you would have thought there'd be a kindness, a human element in the tone of these people you're trying to deal with. But no, I had a bloody someone try to deliberately pee me up the wall. Good job I wasn't awake at 9:30 in the morning. I can't bloody function that time in the morning. That's disgusting. That's discrimination. That's human. That's just, I can't even put it into words. I made it clear to that individual that she has no authority or consent to call me any time before such and such a time. And why should I have to keep every damn time it's written down on documentation, factual, first-hand knowledge? Do not contact me, email or linking phone call, for people I'm dealing with at the moment until after such a time. What happens? That individual deliberately contacts, tries to call in the morning. Well, hold on, she had an email last week. Their service, I'm not saying which one it is, but they're constantly, they are funded by NHS England. Another one is funded by the Public Purse Care Council, right? So-called advocacy, really. And they put someone new on the care side. I don't even know the bloody woman. What's that about? No email, no consent from me, just presumption that I agree to that. I ain't agreed to nothing. You build up trust in someone, a working relationship, and you're meant to consult and get the consent of the individual and explain why this is happening. What if it's a learning with someone with a learning disability, right? How would that, or say if they had autism, how will they cope? They're freaking out. They don't care. No, it's the way it's done, because I found things out said today. I ain't going to go into it, but there's a reason why that was done, and I just put the dots together But before I go down the avenue of thinking too much in it, of course, I'm going to check out the facts, what was behind it, but I won't be doing it now. And this particular email from the particular public servant, my employee, she knew exactly what I was going through, knew exactly the fact my mum died, knew exactly the fact that I made it clear in my previous email, copied to my sister, as next of kin, knowing the fact that she will call her anyway. Because during the process of how it works in statute laws, Care Act 2014, implementations, the interpretations by key men and women can be different in the job role. I'll tell you that now, from my experience, first-hand knowledge. And it's a shame, because she absolutely made out I need to take certain documents in to her, well, this company's, public funded company's office. I never consent to do that. I never can cope with that. And that's already made clear in the email, especially on top of things going on with me now. And then she implies I could do that because the cutbacks affecting the pressure on her work. And this is all political as well, nationally and locally. So that's what I mean. These individuals, some of them do their best, some of them are just idiots. They don't give a shit about anybody but themselves and their job. That's the way the contract works, terms, conditions, contracts, and employment contracts. And they have union memberships and they're all right, they've got bloody medical care if, I think, they pay into membership of unions. Some do, some don't. But it affects people trying to access services. It's impacting the quality of offer of goods and services, and is having a negative impact on further strain on the public purse and other services, United Kingdom. So, but the public don't always get to hear about it because the mainstream media don't bloody well. They twist things depending on which news mainstream media you want to look at, depending on what alternative media sometimes you research on. But when you only hear or see personal information, experiences of individuals going through it all, telling you as it is, first-hand knowledge of it all, you know it's all screwed up system, getting worse. So if I had the ability, independent finance, means of my own, and the subjects I've known about for years, I would have done that by now. Do you know an individual pulled out on me at the last minute? Do you know it got to him? They didn't, you know, what the hell's that about? Getting to somebody had a kindness in their heart to help me out in a crucial time, right, before my mum money is going to die. And then in an important manner, in such a way that some nasty individuals behind the scenes, I know who they are, by the way, they've got to him. Don't help her. Let's see her struggle. Yeah. My private information was shared to him, and he had a messenger group app set up for me and to try and help. And they make good people, they mean well, but it's deliberate how they, you won't believe the political arena, what goes on behind the scenes, and people do eventually get exposed. I just hope one day they do, because in my area, a bunch of them needs to be kicked out where they are. The public are so dumbed down in a lot of areas, they don't realise half the shite that goes on. And when you see genuine people that are struggling like hell in many other areas, you get to know about this. It's not just for a group of young people out in a van giving out apples or sandwich to the odd homeless man or woman. No, that's not a solution. That's a temporary fix of a plaster. You need a long-term solution. And it's about humanity. It's about people getting together. Well, obviously you need to build trust in individuals. I mean, divide is no point. It's about working together. It's not about digital age. So just, my mum taught me this years ago. You get offline, you communicate, you build up relationships, So what's wrong with people? You're sitting next to someone in a cafe, or you're going to lunch with somebody, or you're sitting in a pub, you able-bodied people out there, hint, hint, and you've got your smartphones out, and you're meant to be meeting your mate or relative or friends, and you still bloody got your technology out in front of you. Can't you put it away and have a conversation? Unfortunately, you see the pressure and stress in people's lives. That's what we feel they need to do. That's the way the world's gone. But I was raised without all the technology, and I can make do without it. I've only got it to aid my disability. Absolutely ridiculous the way the world is going. So my real stream really today is about how the system is crashing, and it's designed to crash. And you only get to hear how things happen to people firsthand by their videos sometimes and social media. You ain't going to hear what goes on. I mean, I know so much shite in my area. I wish I didn't. But I know why it's crashing. And today's example was just nothing unusual. But it just goes to show when somebody's in crisis, they need support. They ain't got any. But the definition of crisis really means different things to different people. And this is what gets me, right? All due respect to my family members, right, and their religious view. They've only got one way of thinking, black and white thinking. They don't think out the box. And I was raised in that mindset, and I got out years ago. It's my choice. And I respect people, they want to go that way, it's up to them. But I don't fit in a box, and I don't fit in a digital age tick box exercise online either. I'm a living, breathing woman. And the consciousness will live on, the spiritual souls live on, but the way the world is going, I wish sometimes my mind was switched off. I didn't know half the things I know. It'd be so much easier. Sometimes. Oh. When you just... I started off today with turning all technology off. Wi-Fi, everything. To focus on the paperwork, but my health has been so shite today, and I've had to communicate with these certain individuals I don't like to. So yeah, it just goes to show that when you wake up certain subjects, and all I'm getting around me right now is interference, frequency. I don't know if anyone knows about how frequency works with the radiation outside of the sun, the weather and everything, and then also with the technology, with dangerousness. If you have it treated like smart technology, anything smart, you won't get me bloody having a smart cooker and all this technology like that they're promoting. And then also with the Wi-Fi, I've got one of these apps on my phone somebody said about, and I tested it. I can't remember when now, but it went so high. I can't have all my bloody flat in foil, aluminium foil, to protect from the radiation. I can't have a foil tin hat on. God, can you imagine that when I have a medical service delivery and a guy or somebody turns up and I've bloody lost the plot in that sense. But no, seriously though, people paint their homes, but when you rent in UK, the way I do, unfortunately, the intrusiveness. I can pick up Wi-Fi of all the other people who live in this block, but these able-bodied, I can't even comprehend how their mindsets are, because they're like robots. They're just like go through the motion, and I think that's generally a lot of people. They go through the motion of like a conveyor belt. I've noticed this for a while, and I noticed this around my area. It's just going down, 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 sort of like it's like self, no sense of community anymore, no sense of humanity, really, because if somebody outside broke their neck, unless they were working, right, they seemed to be going out working or whatever, they wouldn't help you. So I'll give you an example. Where are we now? I can't remember where. It was emergency delivery. I think it's Thursday, just gone. I was in the car park. It bloody boiling hot, and there's no drop curb for the communal garden area. That's what it's like around here. So I've been trying to move for a long time. I've been trying to find somewhere accessible that would meet my needs, to move on, to be positive, you know. But no, there's always a brick wall in the way. There's always something in the way. Anyway, these individuals can get in their vehicles and travel and get out. I can't. I can't just go somewhere, and especially things are very happening at the moment. Anyway, so when you observe, and that's what I do, observe the inconsiderateness of like vehicles all day, the distraction of the noise outside when you can't close the window on a hot day. So all day the window's been open. And I've been, unfortunately, bedbound all day. And there were months of trying to do some paperwork, which is just, I've tried, I just can't cope with the rest of it. I had to give it a miss. It's just ridiculous. And then these blinking vehicles. It's been like a constant bombardment, like every hour a vehicle with a run. Why do you have to run up an engine in the hot weather? Why? Why don't you just quietly turn up in a car park? Anyway, so that did help. And I had some chill out music on earlier. But that noise outside took over the nice, pleasant music I was listening to. And then, of course, you have the sound of the cool fan, you know, cool air fan. But it's not really a cool air because it's circulating warm air that from outside inside. Yeah, so it's a shame about where I live because they just slam these doors. I mean, they wouldn't do it. There's no communal doors, obviously, in a block of flats upstairs. So when they come down, if they're in the mood, you can hear it. The walls are so down thin and they're not built. I mean, these buildings around here are built about 1996. Anyway, as a neighbour ages ago, he says it could be trying to not upkeep the area, maintenance generally in the communal areas as well, for because the land is profitable. Anyway, time for me to go, and it says observations. Really frustrated day yet again. I've got this block, psychological block, can't do no paperwork, I'm just blocked to it all. It's just impossible. I just would like to see more support network. I mean, all I try to do today is like, there's medical evidence already sent off. It's such a shame, isn't it, when you're trying to produce documentation, right? Medical evidence, and there's writing over your previous documents, but you can't find update information you sent out before. So what I'll just leave it with, just the observations of your personal life data with a digital age and technical, what they call it, AI, whatever. Anyway, I wish this blinking public servant on the NHS side of things would have done a bloody job right and not printed all my past birth medical information. Good gracious me, I had a shock. It's difficult when you're looking at all your past medical history, but this is private. I'm not going to send that out to other public servants. So my data being breached, that don't help, does it? And then You get misled by public servants. Oh, just sign this privacy note. Oh, just sign this. Oh, hold on. Where's the full disclosure? Where's the time to take a copy away to get independent advice, which is my lawful right, anyone else's as well, and they hadn't done it. So that email had gone straight to the data protection of the public funded company in one's area, and the data controller has a duty of care. And it made it clear to restrict the data sharing. I shouldn't have to keep doing all this shite while I'm going through grieving with my mum. That's what I mean. It's heartless, careless, and heartless, and no compassion. They're just like robots in their jobs. What will they feel if they're going through the same situation, right? And this happens to them. Would they care? I bet their families and friends will kick up stink. What, just because I'm on my own and that they're not going to take a bloody advantage of me? Nobody is. I will work honourably and lawfully with people to aid me to move on. That's what I'm trying to do. But they don't want that. They don't want me to have a quality of life. Who else is out there? Who else like I is out there? Equality of life, human rights. What about that? What about the statute law on all these wonderful policies? Well, please don't get me started, because there is the convention last year on, what's it, I don't quite remember the title, but there's a document out there, violations, abuses of people with disabilities. I can't quite remember the title of the documentation, and that was clear what's going on. There's a national scandal. I mean, I'm only going from experience. I only talk on things I got first-hand knowledge on, that I can back up if I need to. Why should I? Why should I need to back anything up with these individuals I'm dealing with? I do. It shouldn't be like that. It never used to be like as bad, put it that way. At one upon a time, I can remember, where you knew who you were dealing with. So you had like okay, that service will be doing that, such as you knew where you were going, like, and where to go. But now it's like splinter groups. They've all split up, so nobody knows what's going on. I didn't know they had this kind of crisis cafe. I can't get there. You know, it's not geared up. You got either. It's meant to be a service where you got mental health and physical disabilities linked up together, right? What the service, what can you do, and how can you offer help in individuals' homes, and what's your policy on home visits for vulnerable adults, say, in their system? Like, I can't find that nowhere. There's nothing like that now. So forget about having a meltdown or a psychological crisis, and forget about grieving. You ain't got time. The robot system don't want us to grieve. They don't want our human emotions. They want us to be in a computer stimulated system the way they're going. And I'm sorry, it is absolutely, I mean, in a way, thank goodness my mum is gone to better. I like to think she's gone to a better place, you know, as consciousness spiritually. Because if she was aware of what's going on, and I wish I was not aware, I really do half the time, because I don't know how my grandchildren's age group, I don't know what the hell the kind of world is, if there's going to be a world left, it's all going to be completely turned on its head. It's going completely, by 2020, even more than that, sooner than that. And why people are having to wait and survive on nothing. I don't know what's going to happen to me. It will be like they'll either put me in one of their institutional environments where you have no access to nothing, your rights taken away. Because I know somebody that's unfortunate, worse off than I, around the corner, and she gets everything she needs, and rightly so. But how did she get all that? Yeah? Where was support for me? Where who's helping me? Where's my blood DNA family helping me now? Why aren't they coming round to see if I'm okay? That's true. You can only count how many people that you can count true friends or family members on one hand. How many? Anyone out there listening or watching this or playing it back? I ain't got no one. So-called family members, so-called my son and daughter nowadays, I know they got to them. And who? So-called religious family of mine. No disrespect to them individuals, but they know full well my situation. They know I've got one ring cooker. Why don't they come and help me find a second-hand cheap cooker? They could easily help me out. What about offering me to take me somewhere to have a shower that I've not been able to have for a year? So you see, I live it 24 hours a day. I experience all this shite all the time. And how do I keep going? Because my mum gave me that sheer determination DNA in me. And I know we never used to get on the way we did, because it's all in there, black and white, all these medical reports, what she done to me and done to my children. But at the end of the day, when you learn and grow as an individual, you know, somehow you find a way to forgive. And that's what I was able to do. Forgive my mum. You know, it hurts at hell. And if I hadn't done my meditation and learnt about all that and the natural way of things as well, but at the moment, for some reason, I've just got a mental health block that I can't get through. Perhaps that is natural, because I've not experienced a death like this before. So unfortunately, it's triggered everything off today. I'll get through it. I know it's just a tough ride at the moment. You know what I mean? It's just tough, and we all go through our own problems, don't we? Eh? But anyway, God bless everybody. Whatever your belief system are, you know, and whatever you're going through, I hope you have a better day than I. And if you're going through what I'm going through, God, you know, it's all about those that are waking up spiritually as well, trying to help each other, because you wouldn't believe half the things that goes on. And if you do, you know only too well what I mean. But without me I can't really go into facts and details, because it's just too much, and I ain't got the energy. So God bless. I've got to switch off now and have a rest. And peace be with you, and whatever your belief system is, I've got to check, see what my sister's trying to message me on. Take care.